In this last set of tutorials, we're going to take a look at adding a couple of elements to the Goomba, making sure that our HUD system is set up. First thing we want to do is go ahead and just add in a sound to the Goomba character. If you remember, when the player jumps on top of him, there's no sound actually happening. So let's go ahead and correct that, or just add to it. If you have the scene, which is our tutorial 23, open, you may notice that I've already deleted one of the characters. We're just going to focus on one right here. If you select this character, you should see inside of the inspector that you have your enemy Goomba script. You can either double click on it from here, or you can go to your scripts from your project tab, and you can find the enemy Goomba and double click on it. We want to open it up. And inside of here, we actually just want to add one variable just to bring in, just to set up for the sound file, and then we'll play the sound file when the player jumps on top of the head. So this will be a simple one here, but let's make sure we go ahead and have it working. We'll start off inside of the variables on the declaration part. We'll just set up a variable for the sound. So we'll just call this a bounce hit. And this is just going to be an audio clip. So we'll say for the comments, it'll just be the hit sound for player hitting Goomba. Alright. So the bounce hit, let's go ahead and go down to where we actually have our trigger statement. If you scroll down around line 105, you'll see the on trigger enter. What we're looking for is the collision box feed. Now this is going to be the one where when the player character actually lands on top right there, when he lands on top of him, we'll be able to check for it. Well, from here, what we want to do is say that if it is the player, we're actually moving the player up, and then at the same time, right when we move the player back up, is when we want to go ahead and place in the files for it. And to add them in, if you remember, we're just going to make a simple call. We could actually use our function to play sound, but what we're going to do is just call it direct. We'll just say audio.clip, and the clip we're going to load, again, is just going to be the bounce hit. So we'll say bounce hit, and with that one, we then want to say audio play. And once we play it, make sure we put it right here, capital P. Once it gets played, so it'll have the collision occur on the trigger enter, and then it'll play the sound file one time through. Alright, we'll go ahead and save these out. And if you go back into here, what we should notice in the enemy Goomba is we have a new option, which is the bounce hit. Let's go ahead and go inside of the our audio files. If you go back to the project tab, in the audio file, let's find where we have our Mario stomp. And just drag your Mario stomp over to the bounce hit right there. Okay, now you may not be able to hear it on your side, but double check. You should be able to at least hear the one that you're playing when I play it. What I should hear over here, let's make sure we replay here. Okay. Let's move the character closer in here. Just push play. And then once the character sees you and you jump on top, you should hear, if you didn't hear, you should be able to hear the sound of the stomp, and then the character disappears. Alright. So that's going to be the basic setup for getting the sound for the enemy Goomba and placing it inside the inspector and using it.